witness the most horrifying moment that happened in real life.
Vacations promise peace and adventure, but sometimes, the road leads straight into a nightmare. For some families, a simple getaway turned into an encounter with the unexplainable. From ghost towns to haunted inns, these stories will make you think twice before your next trip. The open road can be lonely, and sometimes what you find out there should have stayed lost. So lock your doors, dim the lights, and get ready for 4 terrifying true family vacation horror stories. Viewer discretion is advised. Let's begin. Mark and his family were driving through the Nevada desert low on gas and hope when a flickering neon sign appeared. Eat gas. The place looked like a relic from the 1950s, an old gas station and diner, isolated and eerily pristine. An old man silently filled their tank while Mark, his wife and kids entered the spotless diner. Inside, a woman with vacant eyes served them perfect, tasteless food. Another family sat motionless, dressed in outdated clothes, staring at untouched plates. The silence was suffocating. Mark paid in cash. The woman took it without a word. As they left, the other family watched from the window, unmoving. The old man had vanished, but the tank was full. Back on the highway, the family tried to shake off the unease. The next morning, Mark told a motel clerk about the strange stop. The clerk's face went pale. He explained that Norm's Eaton gas had burned down decades ago, killing the family who ran it. "That place hasn't existed for over 40 years, the clerk whispered. Mark realized he'd fueled up at a ghost station served by people long dead. The memory of the silent family and the tasteless food haunted him. Sometimes the past lingers on lonely roads waiting for the next traveler to stumble in. And sometimes, you pay for gas at a place that shouldn't exist at all. The Hendersons booked a lakeside cabin in Colorado, eager for a peaceful family retreat. They were given the key to Cabin 6, a cozy spot near the water's edge. Soon, their kids reported seeing a sad little girl in their room. Long dark hair, humming softly. The parents dismissed it as imagination until Lisa heard giggling at night and saw a shadow dart away. The next day, their daughter said the girl, Lily, wanted them to play in the lake at night. David found a faded photo of a girl in front of their cabin, hidden in the window frame. That night, wet footprints appeared on the floor, leading from the window to the kids' beds. Terrified, the family fled to the main lodge and demanded a new cabin. The night manager was confused. There was no Cabin 6 on the resort map. "We haven't had a Cabin 6 in over 30 years, he said. "It was removed after a little girl drowned in the lake." The girl's name was Lily. The key they held shouldn't exist. The Hendersons realized they'd spent the night in a cabin that was never supposed to be there, haunted by a child who never left the lake. Clara, Tom, and their son Leo took a shortcut through a dense national forest, Old Pine Road. The road was endless, the scenery repeating itself. They passed the same snarling rock formation again and again. Anxiety grew as their GPS failed and the forest grew darker. Desperate, they spotted a dimly lit cabin and an old man rocking on the porch. Tom asked for directions. The man silently pointed back the way they'd come. Fear mounting, they sped away, finally breaking free of the forest and finding the highway. At a gas station, Clara told the cashier about Old Pine Road. The cashier's face turned serious. "That road was closed 20 years ago after people disappeared. It doesn't exist." The family realized they'd driven a road that shouldn't be there, guided out by something, or someone, watching from the shadows. The Millers met the Clarks, a friendly family, on their beach vacation. Their daughters became fast friends. But the Clarks always seemed to be wherever the Millers went. Their smiles a little too fixed, their presence a little too constant. On the last night, the Clarks invited them for a late swim. The invitation felt more like a demand. The Millers declined and left the beach, unsettled. The next morning, Mike saw a newspaper article. The Clarks had drowned in a riptide 10 years ago to the day. The family they'd spent their vacation with had been dead for a decade. As they left town, their daughter pointed to the beach. There stood the Clarks, waving goodbye, their clothes dripping wet. The Millers sped away, leaving the ghostly family and the haunted beach behind forever. For these families, vacation became a brush with the unknown. From ghostly gas stations to haunted cabins, these stories remind us that the world is stranger than we think. Sometimes the scariest things aren't in movies. They're waiting just off the next exit. Have you ever had a terrifying travel experience? Share your story in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more strange dark tales. Thanks for watching, and safe travels.